All right, I'm going to play some T6 here. Looking for the City Park holes. I think you got to be what tour? Where are the Vineyard Acres? If you want to do Vineyard Acres to practice for the Vineyard Acres 9-hole cup, you'll have to do it in Tour 8. Never played anything above Tour 7 in this account. Not interested in the. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, but I just haven't played anything higher than Tour 7 in this account. Looking for City Park, and of course, we probably won't get any of them. If we played the day before the tournament came out, we probably get nothing but City Park. But here we go, Tour 6. So for those of you that are playing Tour 6, we'll see what ways we can get it done. There's 2 ways to play this hole. Playing it over here gives you a wood to the cup. With this kind of headwind, if you want to play it straightforward, you probably have to bring out a really big ball in order to get over. I think in tournaments I play it straightforward with a Titan or a Kingmaker. I think I play it with a Kingmaker. And if you're going to play over to this side right here, you can easily do it with a QB. And why wouldn't you bring a QB if you're hitting to a small little area like this? Why not? Let's see if an extra mile can get out there. Yeah, I might be able to get over there with it. I might. Yeah, I'd have to do some overpower on it. Why do that? Why do that when we can just come over here? We don't have to get all the way up in it. 5 rings. 1 mile per hour per ring. That puts me about 3/4 of a ring in power. I'm going to rub up against the nubs down here. Hit it 700 rings straight to the left. With an extra mile, you probably would have ended up in the rough. That was at least one. That looked like it was 2 rings straight to the left. But if you bring a 100% accurate club, a QB, rock, you can get that done without having to do, and you can hit it. That's why you want to bring a more accurate club. With a Marlin, I won't have a really super good look at it. My red line's probably going to be somewhere in this neighborhood right here. I'll probably have to put some topspin. And the pin is on a shelf. So the green is kind of flat down here at the bottom, and then it rolls up. Rolls up to the green, and the green's sitting on a little teeny shelf up there at the top. It's hard to get to it from this angle. It's not that it can't be done. It's just it wants to drift off at the very end. I have no idea if I'm supposed to do a wind adjustment or something here. I think from the other direction, we're doing at least a 10% wind adjustment. Four, 6. I'll do a 10%. We'll just do 5. We'll just do 5 rings. What the heck? It puts me a little teeny bit into power, and that's all right. Hit it great to the right. Great to the right. Da, 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 da. That's going about 1,000 miles an hour. Fairway to fairway to green. When you're playing one-on-one, there is a total difference in play when you're playing one-on-one versus playing tournaments. It's all about putting yourself in the absolute perfect spot to try and make that next shot, and you bring whatever you have to bring in order to make that next shot as easy as you possibly can make it. But in one-on-one, the goal, it's not that people don't pick up that Albie or pick up the Eagles. The deal is that that's the exception in one-on-one rather than the rule. And in tournaments, you want it to be the rule. You want it to be the other way around. Typically, if you play fairway to green, your opponents will epic fail about 50% of the time and end up in the rough. I'm going to set a timer here so that I get it, because I'm working on my pin chest. 4 minutes into it, so I'll set a timer so I won't just end the video all of a sudden. I can't even remember how to play this hole. We can play from over here. Maybe 3 rings off. See if I got enough to bring it over. It seems like we were doing an extra wind adjustment here. I'm gonna do 1-4. I'm not even sure where the hell I'm at in my club. I'm going to do a ring and a half. That's 1-5. Isn't it perfect? Close. I haven't played that hole in a long time. I know that if you come at it from the other direction and you bring the right, if you got a Guardian in your bag, you can come at it and you can start off right up here at the top and you can go right at it. You got a pretty good shot of getting hole in one, but you got a good shot of getting hole in one from this landing pad over here as well. This is one of those types of holes that, depending on which way the wind's blowing, your elevation, your wind adjustment is going to be different. This is one of those holes that's like when you get headwind, it's more affected by headwind than it is by tailwind. Good game. Good game. See if they'll rematch. Oh, come on, man. Come on, dude. Let's rematch. Let's replay. Come on. Anybody playing in Tour 6 right now should be playing in Tour 6 so that they can get the City Park holes. Why wouldn't you replay? Come on. What is it? 5 cents? How many coins does it cost to play in Tour 6? 30K? City Park, hole 7, par 4. Is this one of the holes we're looking for? Well, I think we're doing all the City Park holes, so this is definitely one of the holes we're looking for. Definitely, definitely. I'm gonna bring the same bag I just played with. And I'm gonna see what it looks like coming in with a sniper. I like to play coming into the green a little different than most of the people that I see come in at the green. Most of the people I see when they come into the green, they want to bounce over the sand. And I like to start to the left of the sand so that when my ball hits the green, it's going up the hill straight towards the cup. And I'm not involving the slope. I'm not looking for my ball to go up the hill and try and come back. I'm not trying to involve that. I think the ball runs, I personally think that the ball just runs smoother. And my opponent got great distance right there. Nice shot. Nice shot. Great distance. Let's bring out a katana. Let's bring out a katana. A katana. You can try and get over into that area and you can try and blast it up into that front fairway. That is an option. I've never really, it's iffy. .7. Hit it straight forward. Hit it one ring great to the right. That puts that sand into play, that little teeny sand bunker right there into play. What was I thinking? I know I should know better. I should have to put on a little bit of curl on that just to make sure that no matter what, even if I hit it great to the right, if you put just a little teeny bit of curl, and I'm talking about rubbing up against the nubs curl, if you hit it great to the right, it'll land, the first landing spot's great to the right, but the ball came in from the right going to the left, and it'll go to the left and you'll miss that sand trap every time. If you hit a 2-ring great to the right, you might be in a spot of bother. And my opponent's doing exactly like most of the people that I see play this hole. It's coming at it from the going at it over the sand. I like to play it over here where they're moving it to so that they're going up the hill. And they moved it over there to adjust for the wind. Let's put it in a great spot so that I can try and sink it, catch up. I let my opponent get the jump on me. And it'll roll back down, but it never gets enough speed rolling back down there to get back to the hole. I might be able to get up there. I might just. And that's a risky ass shot right there. You one less than max topspin. A 2, 4, 6, 8. Man, it's unlikely I'm going to hit that perfect, which is bad. But I ended up in the fairway, so I gave myself a pretty good shot at it. Close. It was close. It was close and 1,000 miles away all at the same time. I'm so happy to just be playing one-on-one. We ground a little bit last week that we had off. We were trying to get our Kings of Golf 2 clan into Masters 1. And I was playing because my low level account's in there. So, I mean, I couldn't really help that much, but I did help a little. Just come out and playing and trying to have some damn fun. It's 1.3 per ring. So that'd be 3.9. That leaves me, it's 4.52 right there. 4 ring pool. Let's try and hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. See if I can get in the cup. Get in the hole. Get in. Just a bit outside. Probably should just a little teeny bit of an adjustment on it, but that's close. Close. Good game. Good game. The crappy thing there is that I didn't get a putt, so I missed the shot on the pin chest. Come on, man. Come on, dude. Jeez. No replay action. What is the deal? Hole number. Let's get some City Park going here. Of course, I had the first City Park hole I epic fail on. Juniper Point, hole 3, par 5. I absolutely do not remember this hole. I will as soon as I can get a full look at it. And there we go. They've slightly reconfigured this. It's mostly the same, but this tree section in here is totally different. They thinned these trees out. It plays a little bit different because of it. There used to be a solid wall of trees there. What ball is my opponent using? I'm going to match up with my opponents. If they're using better balls, I may use a better ball on some of these holes just because you can have some fun. What are they using? And they're using a Quasar. I'll use a Titan, the king. It's not the king of balls. I think with the Titan, I think really what happened was that the Kingmaker was out partying one night with the Katana. Something bad happened, and next thing you know, here comes the Titan. Hit it one ring great to the right or left. That'll probably put me in the sand where it kicks out. I might have just made it past it. No. Short. Excellent. My opponent has a little bit better shot there because I'm right. The trees are, they may not be on my way, but I may have to move it over to the right and put a little bit of side spin on it. I may have to use a little bit of curl. Maybe. Probably not with a Katana. Long iron. Taking it with a Grizzly. Hit it great to the right. In this situation, if they're going to make it in, they probably had a better shot hitting it great to the right. That might have gone in if they'd hit it perfect, though. That was on target. This green's been slightly redesigned. Where am I at? There's max. There's min. I'm about mid club. It's 1.5 per ring at min or mid. $1.5. So there's a 6. There's 7.5. A little shy of 5 rings. Trying to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. Just a bit outside. How can they lay off stuff like that? Come on. For all you major league fans, come on. Bob Uecker, that movie with Bob Uecker is he's definitely a key part of that movie. Getting a hole. Let's go to a shootout. Let's see if we can get one of the City Park shootouts. I'm gonna try and force a shootout on as many of these as I can so we can see if we can get some of these City Park holes. These City Park shootouts are not some of my favorites, and I'm gonna try and take a couple different looks at them. And the other thing is, I don't know that we've played a lot of these par threes. Maybe one of them, but there's a couple of them I don't think I've played since we picked up some of these new clubs with the club card trading. Maybe. I don't think so. This is one of the, the heck is this? I'm going to do, which way do I want to do it here? That kind of wind, my red line at. I'm going to come from over here. This is mid club, 1.2 per ring. I'll wedge up in that area. It's 5/8, so there's 6. And just do a full ring set. And put some curl on it and bring it back over. Hitting it perfect. That's probably too much curl. There's a bunch of different ways that you can play that depending on what clubs you have in your bag. And that particular way right there was when I first started playing, this is the Glades. What is it? Sunshine Glades, or you can play it from over here where my opponent's at. You can play it from up here if you bring the right clubs so that you can try and backspin it on. And in tournament play, I typically come at it with a rocket. And I will try and backspin right from here and go right straight at the cup. You can play it over on the side that I was at. If your opponent super epic fails and you have really bad wind, you can do a rough bump up by the green where you can use your driver and you can go up there and rough bump it right here in this and just lay it up right here in front, which is a viable shot. So if you get a really bad wind, that's another way that you can come at it. Good game. Come on, dude. I think, haven't we played already? And we still don't want to replay. Come on. Come on, Chuck. Nobody wants to replay. I totally get it when you first start. 30,000 coins when you first start is 30,000 coins. But when you've been playing and you're an expert and you've got 1,771 trophies or however many trophies they had, 30,000 is chump change. And my entire bankroll I've gotten from playing T7 and below. And so you can build up quite the bankroll. People talk about going up in tours and, you know, your bankroll is so tight, you go up and you play 2 or 3 matches, and if your bankroll drops, the deal with that is that it's hard to commit, and you always have that fear that you're going to lose. And so you don't want to go into a new tour with any fear. You want to go into a new tour and you want to feel so totally confident. I'm going to play with a Marlin. I'll match up with my opponent. I don't really like white balls. Or the stay-at-home balls, whatever they are. Stay safe. One, one. One, one. So my teammate Kyle sent me a link. Tommy did a video a couple weeks ago talking about when you're pulling, that the center bullseye, depending on how you're pulling, to be consistent with it, because it's not the same. And I need to actually shoot a video in English and draw it out, because we can get the ring stuff and talk about what he's talking about. I understand what he's talking about. I think a lot of time if you're playing rookie, it's not as big a factor because we're not having to do a double pull with our ring set. But it will make a difference depending on how you do your pulls. See if my opponent can get it in with backspin there. They're doing the walk it to the hole. It's one of the things about a Thorn is the Thorn's got great ball guide. So if you look at my clubs and you go, dude, you're playing with all those good clubs. This guy's got a Thorn 9. There's lots of people that have lots of good clubs. It's the flagpole. Now let's put the Thorn against the Hornet and see if I can hit perfect and make it in the hole. We will see. There's Max Club out there. There's Min. Yeah, pretty close to Min. Just a little teeny bit of topspin. Come on, dude. Come on. Come on, Slice and Hook. What is the deal? What kind of cheese move was that? I never can understand forfeiting when you're playing one-on-one. I never forfeit when I'm playing one-on-one. When I'm in tournaments, I forfeit in shootouts. Number one, because it speeds up the video. And number two, I don't like to get hole-in-ones on shootouts. It's like there's nothing. I mean, there are things that are worse, but you're playing and you've been working on a hole and you finally get it dialed in, and it's one of those holes that it's going to take just a bit of luck, and you get that bit of luck in a shootout. But in one-on-one play, I don't care how far behind I am. City Park hole 6, par 5. That's one of the ones we're looking for. And in tournament play, I'm using a Titan or a Kingmaker, either one. I'm going to use my number one bag, and I'm going to use a Titan just because I have them. And we're going to go for the shot straightforward, and if I remember correctly, it is not all of the topspin. It's a little shy of all the topspin. And it seemed like there was a 10%, 20% adjustment, so that'd be 8-4. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 3. So it's just, or 8, 4. So it's pretty much 4 rings. Trying to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. I'm just trying to bleed myself down there without blowing through and ending up in the rough on the other side. So I wanted to hit there and I wanted to clip that rough. There you go. And then just roll out. Now I will say that in the last tournament they had those Summit balls, which are 3 power, 1 side spin, 4 wind. And that is definitely what I'm going to be bringing on this hole. I'm gonna scratch those 2 out and put Summit ball. Because we definitely have, from that area down there, you have a serious look at Albie. Even if you overshoot it and you're in the rough on the other side, if you have a Nirvana in your bag, you have a serious look at Albie. If you hit straight forward, depending on what club you have in your bag, you still have, and they have, they're a nice shot. Nice shot. Well played. Nice shot. Serious look at Albie. It was 0% to the cup. Now right at max club. Let me come over this way just a bit. Where am I going? Tailing off right at it. 7. There's 5. 6, 7. I'm gonna run out of time. I have to be quick. Yeah, hit it great to the left. Ran out of time. I was thinking about trying to get my line there, because what I found in the last tournament was if I started off over here and I had side spin to bring it around to the hole, it wasn't running as good as when I was a little bit to the right and I tried to take it straight into the cup. So instead of putting on right hand side spin, you're almost to the point where you're either putting on no side spin or you're putting on just a little bit of left hand side spin, because see how it breaks right here? How it's falling down, so it's wanting to fall off to the right. And if I could get the ball where it was coming in straight, it tended to stay straight. Whereas when I had it coming in with a little bit of right hand side spin, it wants to break to the right, and so it broke even harder to the right. I had a teammate that used this backboard and was able to get it back down and hit that backboard just good enough. I think it actually might have went up and bounced up and hit that fringe area and then came back down and was able to get it back into the hole. It's possible that it could roll back down. I was trying to get it so that it was just going into the cup. In the hole, eagle. See if my opponent can get up there. Get it done. Let's get my calculator up. In the hole, barely. Close. Good game. Good game. Good game, man. It's a draw. See if we can get one of the City Park holes. City Park, City Park, City Park. Come on, come on, come on. Yes. I usually play this. Not sure. I actually can't remember what I play it with. I know my typical MO is to come up into this area right here, and I'm trying to backspin it using right-hand side spin. So it hits, it jumps to the right and literally comes to a stop. And then it falls down the hill, straight down the hill. And if you get the trajectory right, it falls straight to the cup. And there is a spot up here. And like, see how the cup is right on that edge of that cut line? It's like somewhere between the first and the second cut. There is another spot that you can hit it from down here where you can try and walk it down. Let's see if I can find a spot. I'm just dinking around on these holes, so let's practice and see if we can find a spot where we can get our tail to engage. I have no idea what kind of an adjustment I'm going to have to make here. That's about as close as I can get to the ring, so I'm going to do a 10%. That'd be 6, 8. There's 5. There's 5. 6, 8. That's a 10% adjustment. Oh, I hit great. Great. See if it'll fall down. It's going to be short. Way short. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner. Good game. Come on, dark side. Let's rematch. Come on, man. You took my cheddar. There you go. We got a player here. That's what I'm talking about. The Gladiators. Get in the hole. All right. I will take that ball. And actually, I'm going to switch bags. I'm going to switch to this bag right there. I'm getting some lag here. Bad. Get up into that area. 4-2. It's 2 rings. No, and I don't think I put topspin or anything on it. So that ain't going to do good at all. I don't think I put any topspin on it. I don't think I adjusted my ball. What a rookie move that was. I changed bags and then I forgot to adjust my ball. The good news is that in most cases, this is a on and 3. It's a on and 3 birdie. It's a tough eagle. It's a tough hole to get an eagle, and it's not that it's impossible to get an eagle with a 3 power ball, but it's not the easiest hole in the world to get a 3 power ball. And I know my opponent's out here in the clear, but from where they're at right there, that's what, 350, 385. You really need to be in the 400 range with a 5 power ball in order to get the shot. So it's not the end of the world being where I'm at. That was definitely a rookie ass move. Rookie. 2, 4, 6, 8, 7. Put max curl on it, just a titch over power. Hitting it perfect. Just get myself out here in the clear so that I as far to the right as possible so I can try and get a shot at the cup. I was dinking around one time and I hit over to the other side and I did a max overpower hook shot and was on in 2. But it is definitely, this direction from over here is definitely the way to play this hole. Normally what I do is if I get out into the area, if I was where my opponent was, I have a big dog, not a sniper. So that means my red line would be on the other side. And then my goal is to do a rough bump through this rough and just bleed out on the other side so I have a short chip. I'm usually too hesitant to put too much topspin on that rough bump to try and really work my way to the hole because it's easy to fall off the backside, but it's usually a pretty makeable chip if you can get through the rough. My opponent's definitely got a leg up on me though, because that's a very makeable shot from there. See where my red line is? Oh, I got plenty of room. At my max club. Give myself a couple rings of separation. See if I can get it to walk to the hole. Okay, I'm going to do a 10%, so it's going to be 7-7. That's 8-4. My max club. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 4. I hit great. Great to the right. Da, 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 da. And watch, if it catches it, if you go a little bit further, you can see right in this area right here, it starts to drop downhill. If you hit that with any speed at all, it'll fall down to the end. Typically, you'll get caught up, but if you come in it with just a little bit too much speed, it's very easy to end up in the rough or the sand. Usually I'm like right in this area right here with my big dog. Sometimes right on the French. I'm too much of a wussy to really try and go for it because the deal on this hole is that this is a birdie hole with an eagle opportunity. And I don't want to try and get so frisky trying to get that albie that I burn my eagle that I worked really hard to get. Because most people that come on this hole don't get eagles. even in tournament play. This is a hole. This is a hole that the people, whenever this hole is in a tournament, the people that get eagles on it are that's a leg up on a pretty good portion of the people in the bracket. See if they can get in. The City Park holes are not my absolute favorite holes, but one of the things I do like about them is that they're tougher holes. And there's a lot of technical stuff that you got to do in them. They're very easy to epic fail on, especially if you don't take notes and you don't have a game plan. There's a lot of those shots that I'm going to have a specific setup. Let's see which way the wind's blowing here. Oh, headwind sucks when you're playing up here at the top of the hill. There's definitely an adjustment you have to make up there that's bigger, like a 10 or a 20%, like a 20% adjustment when you're playing at the top of the hill. It's very easy when you're playing at the top of the hill to clip the rough down here because it'll push it back. And I can't remember, I haven't played this hole in a long time. So my opponent's playing up here at the top. And I like the top because if you can get over to the other side, the cup is on the flat and you're coming onto the green from the flat. So you're never engaging any of this hill. And so you're just coming straight at it. And so you're not engaging how your speed comes off the hill or any of that. So I really like coming at it from the top of that hill. You can also come at it from over here, or you can come at it from over here. I'm going to try and come at it from this side right here. Where's my red line? There's max. I'm about mid club, so it's like 1.5 per ring. Whew, man, that's thin. It's 4.5. I'm going to do a 4 ring pull. And that's an adjustment. But I want to get a little ways away from that rough. Hit it perfect. Let's see where it lands. You can see where it landed in that rough. So with headwind on there, that was if it was 1.5 per ring, and I did a 4 ring pull, it's way the hell downhill. Good game. Good game. If I did, was that a 4 ring pull? 1.5 per ring? It was definitely more towards mid club than max. But even if I was at max, that would have been a 4 mile per hour pull. Yeah, I suppose. It might be one of those ones where it's so far down the hill that you actually headwind. If we get that hole, if we get headwind on that hole, it'll take a few times to figure out what the adjustment's going to be, because that is definitely one of those holes that if people go, oh yeah, we're doing this elevation adjustment, that's total BS. Because if we're getting headwind there, it's going to be one elevation, and if we're one number, and if we're getting tailwind, it's going to be a different number. I got to remember how to play this hole. I think with my rock, I don't have a QB in here, but I think with my rock, I'm 4 rings off. I'm bringing katana. I think 4 rings off. And we got, what kind of wind we got here? I'm going to do 3.5. I don't need that much top spin. I actually think I'm going to do 4 rings off. It's about a ring. A little shy, somewhere in that neighborhood. I'm going to do max. I like to set these shots up so that whatever club you have in your bag, you're using max curl. Because max curl is repeatable. If you're using mid curl, what's mid curl? So that was 4 rings. And just a little bit of top spin with a katana, and you can get way down in there. So it doesn't take a lot. So if you're using a kingmaker on that, it's not going to take much to get down in there, depending on what club you're using. You'll have to take that shot a few times, but the way that I like to do that is an absolute 100% pure setup. I go out there, and with whatever club you have in your bag, because you've taken the shot a couple times, you know that, hey, it's going to be 3.5 rings off. It's 1.5 backs or top spin or 3 top spin or whatever happens to be with your club. And it's max curl. And that's super repeatable because the whole deal is it doesn't, this is the shot that you came to this hole to play. Damn, I can get all the way over to the other side. I'm way up there. I can do a rough bump. Can I do a rough bump? I can do a rough bump. Look at that. Four miles per hour. Hitting it perfect. Just a bit outside. I think the way the wind's blowing, that was an overpull. I've never actually tried the rough bump there. I don't think I've ever been close enough because I usually don't try and dig all the way down to the bottom of that. And you can see from where I was at down there, but with a Kingmaker, your red line's going to be farther forward. Usually I don't try and get too deep in that hole. I'm not worried about getting too deep in that hole. My whole goal is to hit off of that pad because you have a serious Albie shot, but that rough bump might be even better. Might be. Am I up one? I'm gonna miss so that I can force a shootout. So we can practice. I want to see if we can get one of those city park holes. Get in the hole. And they weren't paying attention, and then they just shut their device off because they figured I made the putt. Look at that. Oh, and you would have won. You could have won, dude. You could have beat me 3 in a row. Come on, man. Come on. I suppose you're not going to run into a lot of people that are going to miss a putt like that on purpose just to force a shootout. But we're practicing. Come on, man. Come on. Open your device back up and get in here and go, whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you talking about? Now, doesn't that suck? That blows. That blows. All right, I think we got at least one more hole, maybe 2 more holes on this video. We're having to spend time here sitting here waiting for them. Nine, 8, 7. Look at it's lagging. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dude, you could have went to a shootout. Come on, man. Come on, dark side. I missed a putt on purpose so that you could stay in it, and then you walked out. We did get the pin chest open. Let's see what we got in it. A bunch of cards. The deal about chests is I open up a lot of chests and you open up a lot of chests. That's the deal. You're going to open up lots and lots, thousands and thousands and thousands of chests to get clubs that you're looking for. And that's just how it works. If you've played for a long time, what's cool about these free chests is that Playdemic gives us a lot of games. It's 4 hours for the pin chest, and a lot of games give you 4 hours. And then you get on and then you open up that free chest and then another one starts. Playdemic at least gives you one behind it. So you've got 8 hours. So, you're at work, you take a break, you open up your phone, you get in there and you open up a free chest and you're opening them up all day long. So in a 16-hour day, you can open up, you get the first one and the first 2 at the beginning of the day. You can open up a lot of chests during the course of any day. And opening up, you may not get a lot of, you look at them and go, oh, those are just crap. Hey, those are free cards. Any cards you can get is a card you can get. All right, I'm going to take off 1, 6. Try and hit it perfect. Hit it great to the left. I was leaning just a little bit to the right, but we'll see if the bounces are right. I need to clip the rough right there. There you go. Clipping the rough. I've came so close to making a hole-in-one on this hole. It really hardly ever depends. It really hardly ever matters to me which way the wind's blowing on this hole. Unless you get a seriously strong due headwind, I always go for this shot right here. You can go straight forward. Depending on where you get out, if you go straight forward and you're out in this area, the approach coming in at it's pretty tricky. And they're going to end up in the stuff. The sand. I got to take this shot just because I'm off the green. This is one of those holes that you always want to you want to really play to get into this spot, and so when you get in it, you got to respect it and you got to go for it. In the hole, barely. It was like it was getting ready to fall in the hole, and then it had to send a message to Playdemic. Do I fall in the hole or do I swirl the cup 15 times and pop out? And it didn't get a response back fast enough, so it decided it would just go in the hole. Dude, from the distance you're at, you better stay on the cup. They're probably going to need to hit that grate to the right in order for it to go in. I'm not sure. Come on. Is it going to go in or is it going to miss? Whew. See how when the ball hit the edge of the cup, there was an indentation in the edge of the cup? And that indentation acts like a springboard. That's why when it hits it just right, it'll swirl around the cup. And then when that pops back out, it'll pop the ball off the hole. They have it acting like a rubber band. Nice shot. Nice shot. Crowd goes wild. Yeah, I'm going to try that bottom shot again since we're getting an 8-2 headwind. And the last time I did, I'm going to do like a 20% wind. I'm going to do, last time I didn't do a big enough headwind, and I did mid club instead of max. So I think what I'm going to do is max and so last time I did what should have equated out to about a 6-ring pull. And it was like a 4-8 wind. That was at mid club. So I'm going to do a max adjustment, and I'm going to do 10%. What are you frowny facing about? Come on, man. What a freaking 7,000 mile an hour headwind. I'm going to do a max ring adjustment. Hey, let's get out here where we can see what the hell we're doing. I don't like that spot. So max, that's 8-3. So there's 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to do 8-5. I'm going to have to snap it off. Hit it perfect. See if that was enough. Nope. Still not enough. So max ring adjustment and 20%. I'm going to do a max ring adjustment and 30% next time I get on this hole, if I want to take that shot with this headwind. Good job. Yay. Yay. They wanted to replay. If it seems like when I'm playing in these that I don't really care whether I win or lose, I'm just out here having fun. That's the whole deal. We play so damn serious when we're playing tournaments that sometimes it's just going out and having some fun. And I am working. I think I'm going to use. I'm not sure which ball I'm going to use, but I'm going to do a max overpower hook shot on this because I'm going to try and work out a max overpower hook shot on this hole because I am done playing this hole like my opponent's playing it. Because you have to work so hard to get on that little island. Look at that. That was damn near great. That was awesome. That was a nice shot. That really was a nice shot. I know they didn't end up in the fairway like they wanted, but that was a nice shot. Yeah, I'm going to use a Quasar. Yeah, I'm going to use a Marlin. All right. Okay, so in there's one ring set. I'm going to put my blue ring on the edge of the transition. I'm going to leave the wind in. I didn't quite get it all. And I can come in maybe 2 rings from where I was at. So I was blue ring on the transition, so I could go yellow ring, orange ring, or orange ring, yellow ring. So yellow ring on the transition. With the way the wind was blowing, I think the next time I come there, just so that I can set the limits, I'm gonna put dead center middle of my ball guide on that transition and see if that puts me on the other side. The thing about it is, if you're on that little island up there and you hit on that island, it can be difficult to stick on that island, but the second shot blows. I mean, I don't think the second shot's that good. Right, we're almost done with this video. How much time we got left? 52 minutes. Oh, we got enough here. Okay, this is slim. Slim. Hey, get over here where I can see you, damn it. Okay, so from where I'm at, I'm gonna do a full ring pull. Get it 1 ring great to the right. And that would have been, so a full ring pull if I was at max club would have been 2 miles per hour per ring. If I was less than that, then that number would change. But giving myself as much room out there as possible so that I was pretty much guaranteed to hit the rough. Nice shot. Good game. You go to a shootout. Trying a dangerous ass rough bump with the Nirvana. Good game. Good game. Sometimes I go out and play and I'm really trying to open up chests. So like I'm on a day, like when I'm playing Tour 7, I'm usually playing Tour 7 because I'm trying to open up chests. So I'm trying to work on clubs. And so I'm working on opening up chests, and damn, that is a monster win. I'm going to do a 10%. I think it was a 10%. So that's 9.9. So there's 5. Somewhere in that neighborhood. It's a tough wind. Oh, and I hit it. Phew. Snapped it perfect. That's a monster headwind on a shot that you're trying to take from the right to the left, and the wind's blowing from the left to the right. It would be better probably to come at it from this particular angle over here with that kind of wind. And they have the club. So if you come here and you've got a Guardian in your bag and you're playing with a Guardian, this is definitely a Guardian shot because you can stick that ball right by it. And Guardian 6, it's at that level, it's 1.2 per ring, maybe 1.4. I think they beat me. They beat me. Oh my gosh, I got beat. Good game. Good game. Boise State fans. I think they're the ones that play with the blue field, right? A couple years ago, I drove through Idaho. I don't know how many times. I went back and forth across the United States like